It seems that Valentine has lost its value in the culture and traditions of Nigeria. Would that be a surprise? It has been losing its value for a while. At least for over 10 years, Valentine has become something that does not really make any sense in the Nigerian culture specifically. And why is it that way? I think that most Nigerian women are skilled the atmosphere for love in search of material things because that has become more or less what the society talks about, what the society glorifies. And in that, no matter what men have, even when they have something, it looks like they have nothing. And now it becomes a standard that every man who wants to present himself that he has something tangible to give to his wife must have over millions, must have houses, must have all kinds of things just to be able to show his love and affection to women. Because what happened is they compare the hardworking man, the blue collar guy, with the Yahoo boys. Every of the Yahoo boys currently, majority of them are all facing challenges with the EFCC. Ladies would not put their eyes on the effect of how this thing is affecting these men who decide to live this lifestyle, who decide to drive this Bugatti, who decide to fraud, to scam other people just to be able to show off. They glorify those ones. And then the blue collar guy who tends to be, trying to do his work and trying to make sure you raise a good family and trying to do something that can elevate your life for you to have, if not perfectly a stable life, but if it is not the things you desire that are so excessive that even you cannot provide for yourself, or your mother did not even get those things from your father, but you think that you are so special, and because you have what other women don't have, you deserve to have the whole world. And then, in a nutshell, the atmosphere of love begins to die. And congratulations to women. In fact, the world needs to applaud you guys. And it's now very funny that when I walk around, I don't know, maybe it's because of my age, maybe there's something special about me, I don't know. But I see that most ladies are now very interested in guys. But it is now apparent that most of them cannot even get a guy. I just look at ladies on the way, they begin to do their eyes like this. Oh, sorry, I'm married. I'm not saying you're looking at me because I am too special. No. You're looking at me because now no man is looking at you, or because most of you are being run through by a lot of guys. Now you're looking for a special guy. You're looking for a guy who could be your boyfriend. Sorry, I'm out of the boyfriend league. I'm a husband. And it pains me to see most young ladies in our today's society moving around those who are supposed to be married, who are not married. Now it becomes a chaos. In fact, the economy is not smiling, but the worst of it is there is no affection between the two genders. And now, while there's economical war, now we have relationship war going on, gender war going on. But do you think it is men that caused it? Some people can argue and say, maybe men perpetuated in certain acts. And acts such as what? Acts such as there were men in the past who could not provide enough for their wives. There were men in the past who used to assault their wife. But they removed their eyes, the ladies who can make those complaints, remove their eyes from the aspect that then there were no law that governed certain things. And now that there are laws that restrict most men to be harsh, that restrict most men to, act violently against women, those laws have been put in place to check on men so they don't abuse their women. Rather, women see that as an opportunity to now think that since there's a law for it now, that makes me a special and a strong woman and no man can mess with me. But only in the public. You can make this claim. And these are start shrinking to different places. And I begin to ask ourselves, now Bill Gates does not, is it Bill Gates? Yes. Bill Gates does not need to start putting all those chemicals that he wants to put in food to restrict men from giving birth or for men to be able to reprocreate with women and all of that. No, you don't need to do it. The gender war among us is big enough. It's okay to establish and reduce population of the Africa. Some of you, in the name of you want glamorous things, you are falling into the hands of being a baby mama. And some people are taking that as a pride, and they will say, we are all different, we are not, we can live our life, we have freedom to live our life. Yes, you have freedom to live your life, but in the aspect of how you live your life, most people have forgotten that psychologically other people learn from you. Your daughters learn from you. And when your daughters also learn from you, they live the same lifestyle. And you think that that is a lineage that is okay for the society. And then you just create what we call degeneracy and populations. First of all, your generation is wiped out because when nobody in your generations are giving birth, due to the bad habits you've put around, and those of you who are even opportune to give birth to children without fathers. Now let us even come to an idea and ask ourselves a question. Do we really think we want to fix things back? Do we even have the intention or an interest to make sure things come back normal between men and women? I haven't seen that. Because for the fact that most women would rather keep living in their pride, do I call it pride? Because I call it someone doing things that is detriment to their own soul. Because you only put on a strong mask outside like you're fine, and when you go inside, you start taking drugs, you start taking alcohol, you start finding a way out, you start taking anything that is available to you. Some older women are looking for young boys just to pass time because they know. And when they see those young boys, they want to turn them to husband. You don't want to submit yourself. What? As much as I live and I see all these things, all I can do is focus on my own side. And I think that it is not the responsibility of the society to speak to individuals to think for themselves. I think ladies need to pay attention to what they want long term. And I will tell you that what you desire, most of the things you desire are not needful in your lives. You desire things that are not going to be useful at the long run. Focus on the things that can be stable and the things that can be needful. Most of you are living in competition with the outside world, and you want to be with someone in an inside world. Private relationship competing with the society. You can't win. It's not a war you can win. But if you start talking to yourself as ladies and start asking yourself, what kind of man do I need in my life? What kind of man is better for me as a person? What kind of lifestyle do I want? There's nothing wrong about you desiring to be big. There's nothing wrong about you desiring that your children go to British school, even in Nigeria. There's nothing wrong about those desires. The only thing is that, can you support your husband? Can you select the kind of man that can make that happen? You can't marry a man who is into Yahoo and you expect that such person will be able to provide that lifestyle for you. You have to look at the work of the man to use it to, see a scope, use it to create a scope to look at how will this place be at the long run. Some of you, just because of the meat pie and the burgers and you going to comedy shows and all of that, that is what you are so interested in, that you lose the focus of your future. Talk to yourselves, because there are still good men out there. Men are truly, honestly speaking, men are not really too interested in relationship like we used to before. And maybe it makes our life more easier. But honestly, if ladies decide, and I know people have never been lonely, and that's the reason why they kind of, turn the deaf ear and act as if nothing is going to happen to them. You're special, there's nothing, it's my life. It's your life, but when they lock you in prison or in a cell, you would know that life can be hard. And that is the same thing that it looks like when you are living life alone and you become lonely. There's a difference between you living life alone and there's a difference between you becoming lonely. But you can always be lonely at the absence of a companion. And that is the consequence of most females' action that has resulted to bad Valentine. Think about it and advise yourself.